So Washington Capitals training camp begins tomorrow, and even though there are not a lot of players featured on that training camp roster who are going to ever see time in a Capitals sweater in the regular season or postseason, this will be our first chance to see some of the highly touted draft picks from years past to see how they measure up ahead of training camp. In particular, I think there are 3 players going to Capitals rookie camp that I'm particularly interested to see how they perform. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to see 2 of the most exciting prospects, in my opinion, at Caps rookie camp. Both Ryan Leonard and Cole Hudson will not be in attendance as they're both going to college in the fall. Leonard obviously going to BC and Hudson going to BU just like his brother. But there are still guys I'm going to be interested to follow their progress in rookie camp and into training camp if they make it there. And the first one is obvious. It's Karek Parasak, the Caps' first-round pick in the 2024 draft. I was on record as not being a fan of the pick when it came down. I have softened a little bit, having watched some of his junior tape and looking at some of the analytics guys that I follow who were very high on him as a draft prospect. I would expect him to be a standout at rookie camp. He's already signed his entry-level contract, so theoretically, he could be vying for a slot at training camp and even on the roster, although I don't think it's very likely he will get there. And if he gets to training camp and struggles, to be expected. But at rookie camp, I really want to see him be one of the top guys on the ice, showing off that skill that made Brian McClellan and Chris Patrick draft him at pick 17. The next player I'm going to be interested to watch is actually Parasak's teammate, Zach Funk. The Caps signed him to an entry-level contract as a free agent last year. He went undrafted, but had a huge year last season with the Prince George Cougars, putting up 67 goals and 123 points. Even though he's going to rookie camp, he's 21 years old, so theoretically he would slot into Hershey. But with a guy who exploded offensively last year, I'll be interested to see how he compares to some other guys who are younger than him. And he's somebody who I think at training camp, you're going to be watching to see where he's going to slot in terms of the rotation of call-ups. And if he plays well enough, I could potentially see him getting a game or 2 in a Caps jersey if the injuries dictate it. And the last guy I'm interested to watch at rookie camp is the physical specimen at 6'5", younger brother of Alexei Protas, Ilya Protas. Obviously, the familial connection is fun, it's a nice story, but this dude is massive. And just like his brother was, he was a very intriguing young prospect who could play sort of a similar role to Alexei. It'll just be interesting to see how he compares to Alexei now that the older brother has started to find his own role in Washington.